Welcome back, Dr. Barber.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Good to see you. I'm just going to turn you loose, Dr. Barber, to give us an update on Frankfort Independent Schools first.
Yeah, so appreciate the opportunity. Just want to talk a little bit about what's going on. We are obviously working with our families and students to really focus on what to do during this time of COVID-19 changes and procedural changes. One of the things that I want to share up front is that we are finishing out our we call intercession. And that intercession will end at this Friday. And so our parents and students have had opportunity to have a welcomed break and reprieve. But we start back up with non-traditional instructional days this coming Monday, where students will engage back in with their teachers and with assignments and with opportunities for learning. And those days will go all the way through May 1st at this point. That has been the discussion that has been given to us, or the direction's been given to us, and we've had discussion about it. And that will lead to us opening back up May 8th, I believe. And that is obviously if everything turns around quickly. And it's not that we don't think that's going to happen. It's just it's getting to the point where we have to make some pretty major decisions. Also, in terms of activities and athletics, just so you know, that's shut down right now. And I have a feeling that, and I can't predict this, but I have a feeling that they're probably going to send out some guidance because by the time May 1st rolls around, there'll probably be some guidance on what the rest of the season looks like. And from my prediction, I do think a lot of those sports and seasons potentially could be canceled. And that's something that we are obviously. I don't have the full authoritative word on that, but I'm hopeful we can come back. I think there's time is running out. But we're here to help support our families. We're working hard. We're providing digital online instruction. We have, for those that struggle with online, we've even provided devices for families and students, and we have a hotspot. So we've gained a partnership with T-Mobile where we can provide hotspots as many as we need for our families. And we also have our relationship with Frankfort Plant Board that has put installations in homes for our families as well. So that's been very powerful. So we're moving. Kids are going to be learning. It's an adaptive, adjustment for all. And we've even had, we've got staff that have kids that don't have childcare, so they're teaching their own kids while also teaching other kids. And we've got families that need they need therapy supports. We're providing teletherapy. We've continued food service. Now that's huge. Food service will not stop, and so we've been adamant about that. But it's we're making the most of it, and I feel like our kids are excited about when we did a parade recently where we drove through the neighborhoods and just kind of waved and said hey, and to see those smiles on those faces, it was just remarkable.
I think you all, as an administration and the teachers and all the families, have done a fantastic job of making the most of this situation. But I know there's still a lot of disappointment out there, and especially for the seniors. So what would you say to the seniors that are missing a large chunk of their senior year right now?
That's a great question and ask. I would tell the seniors, the class of 2020, that, just because we haven't had the same normal, quote unquote, opportunities to take advantage of this time, to spend time with their families, to learn from this adversity, to help support and serve the community in other ways, and also to just learn together in the last few months that they're going to be in a different type of environment. I would say that I too am very mindful and thoughtful about the fact that there are celebratory moments that could be, I'm not going to say overall missed, but could be changed into a different format. I'm very thankful that we have had this time together, and I think it's an opportunity to really for them to grow. And I think it's something. Another opportunity is that they can take this, learn from it, and know sometimes things are out of our control, and that we can't directly control what happens. And it's more about what's interesting is the virus is controlling the timeline. As much as humans want to, and we want to, and our structures want to, this virus is controlling the timeline. And so my heartfelt congratulations to them on getting through many, many years of learning and challenges, but also just my resounding support will be that we are going to continue to provide them with opportunities. And I will tell you, we're going to be partnering with folks to make sure that we bring some things to life, regardless if we come back to school or not. And so we want them to have some form of graduation ceremony. We want them to have opportunities to celebrate. And even if we don't come back to school this year, we're going to give our seniors some opportunities once the world opens back up. And so I feel very confident in whether they take advantage of that or not. They may not. They may move on. But it's a challenging time. But I wish them to learn during this time, to spend time with their family and absorb what's going on, and really take advantage of family time as well.
Well, like you said, anytime you're forced to do something differently, I think there's opportunity in that. And I know in every industry right now, and across the world, every walk of life, people are having to figure out how to do things differently and learning things from it. Mm-hmm. Can you envision any long-term effects on teaching methods stemming from this COVID experience and the things we've learned or had to try?
Yeah, I think, one of the things that we've learned is that, nothing replaces the being in front of a teacher and having the opportunity, especially at a younger age, to have someone show and demonstrate care and concern for you, whether it's through a hug or through a high five. Those are things that are very challenging right now, because a lot of our kids need that social emotional support in those ways. And so, one thing that I will tell you is that regardless if we have instruction online or whether we have off-site opportunities for learning, there is no replacement for a teacher and staff. And in fact, I think this has furthered that our kids love our teachers, and they want them to be a part of their lives, as much as they might give them some grief during class time or challenges. And our teachers the same way. As tired as they get, they have the energy from those kids. And so I think we've learned a lot about what we can do. So I will tell you, I mean, we're going to be equipped and more prepared on how it looks for online instruction in our homes, and providing supports and mechanisms, and having resources and open source, opportunities. But one thing we've also learned is that you can't replace a teacher and staff. And so that contact and that face-to-face, that's not going to go away. Like I don't see that being replaced. It can't be replaced by a robot. It can't be replaced by a machine. It can't be replaced by TV. And so I think, across the United States, across the world, people are starting to realize how much and how often we interact, even with our devices and even with the things that we have in our lives are electronic. We still have social connections, and that's a big part of who we are, and that human interaction. And so kids want that and value it. And so, to not belabor the point, we can't replace our teachers. There's just no way. And we can't replace the love that goes to our families and students through those interactions. And so we're going to have to figure out, moving forward, even if we have to change things a little bit differently, there has to be those interactions.
I think that's a great point. I think we're learning a lot of things that maybe weren't necessary, but in
Yeah,
other areas, especially education, we're learning that some things were even more important than we knew. Uh,
absolutely.
Dr. Barber, thanks for joining us and giving
Yes.